Well, hello, my friend. This is French. Today we are going to have an exercise. First of all, let me introduce you to something you will be familiar with as time comes. A portion of my channel is going to be devoting to understanding money from a biblical perspective, and I do hope that it's not offensive to those of you who are not considered Christian, whether or not you find yourself in a faith, in the positive side of faith or negative side of faith, or perhaps a different faith altogether. One thing is certain: I love fundamentals, and the Bible is all about the fundamentals. And it's been consistent from the beginning. It is consistent now and will continue to be consistent for the end of time. And because of that, there are no more reliable source of knowledge than the Bible. We quote the Richest Man in Babylon book. We quote David Bach's book. You know, all those books are inferior compared to the biblical teaching. And so if I'm going to quote something, if I'm going to read something, let me start from the source. The source, the ultimate source, then I can deviate from then. The Richest Man in Babylon says simply, put aside 10% of your earning, then invest your earning and make your earnings earn more earning. Protect yourself from saving, from losing money. Don't take bad advice from people who do not have proper knowledge of money. Guard your investment from loss. Own your own home. Okay, and more and more and more and more and more. David Bach, in his book Automatic Millionaire, and short, the latte factor, convert your bad spending into good spending. Convert your coffee a day, your lunch a day, your Netflix or your subscriptions for things that has no value to you. Instead of paying a subscription to Netflix or to Hulu or any of those streaming devices, money that not only you're wasting time on those devices, on those shows, um, but you're also spending money that is making them money, and you're spending time that you can never reclaim. So you're actually losing twice. First, you're paying a subscription for something that that only entertains you but does not necessarily inform you, or might inform you but does not necessarily get you out of your present situation. For if you really want to get out of debt, if you really want to understand money, you need a little bit of entertainment. You cannot be just about money all the time, but there are multiple ways to entertain yourself that doesn't cost you anything. Okay, pick up an instrument to learn it. That doesn't cost you anything. If you're especially ambitious, you can do it from YouTube and take classes when you can afford it. And so I believe in practical entertainment, something that is practical that I can use. Learning the piano, learning the cello, not necessarily sitting in front of an iPad or computer or TV, watching TV. It's entertaining. It's for the moment. It provides sublimation, but also I'm losing time that I can never get back. And time is money. So we get used to to my money Bible. So I'm going to introduce that, but also I'm going to introduce the secular resources as well. The Richest Man in Babylon, the Latte Factor, the Automatic Millionaire, and books like that have sound principle. But you know what? What if you didn't know any of that stuff? If you didn't, you can find, you can go online on BibleGateways.com, plug a scripture like that to read the full context, okay, for you to have an idea. In fact, 1 Corinthians 8 and 9, those two chapters were all about money to begin with. So it says, on the first day of each week, each one of you is to put aside and save, as he may or she may prosper. So when he comes, he can come to preach the word and not have to worry about money collection. In a sense, like telling the church, put aside money on a regular basis. Put aside money. I'm gonna put my own 2 cents on it. For instance, put aside a portion of money for when your car breaks down so you can change your tire so you don't have to tap into your savings. Put aside so when you want to treat yourself to a movie and dinner with your loved ones or friends, so you don't have to tap into your savings. Put aside. I used to have a friend who basically have an online account for everything. Online account for vacation planning. Online account for a potential emergency car breakdown. Online account when there used to be like that bank that sold out to Capital One, Indigo that sold out to Capital One. She has like 15 to 20 different accounts, and all of them were were extracting money from her main checking account for that purpose. And I thought she was just like going overboard. But now it started to make sense because subconsciously I start using the same mindset because I used to make fun of her, and now when I start doing the money deep dive and I understand why it was important. So we're talking about money, we're talking about gold and silver, we're talking about stable coins. First of all, this channel is all about money, reliable money, fundamental, some things that is impossible. This is not a scam. This is like I'm part of 3 different platforms, and each one of them are unique in their own ways. But 2 of them are like multi-level types of affiliate structure, and one of them, which is this one that I'm going to focus on today, is not a multi-level, but it's a very wonderful site because it covers from institutional business and personal accounts. So no matter where you find yourself, I'm not here to build a big structure of 4, 5, 10,000 people to earn money out of them. No, it's a 1-tier affiliate system, referral-based system, and I'm going to use it to center my channel around the money education part of it from a biblical perspective because it's the easiest one to explain even to a 10-year-old. And I just love the platform for its simplicity. And not to mention, it combines both gold and silver, crypto, and fiat under one platform. It's fully integrated. If you have a business, you can plug in your business if you pay employee, pay suppliers, you can use a platform as an API platform to plug in to existing business. If you're part of an institution, a church, non-profit organization, you can actually use a platform to integrate gold and silver and fiat all in one system. And it's extremely easy to use. Support is available, and I'm going to be there to help you. I get incentivized for the time I'm taking to teach the lessons on money, and at the same time, when you find something good, don't keep it to yourself and share. So I get a chance to really apply all my passions all in one channel, focusing on one platform, even though the 2 other platforms are just as good but a little bit complicated because there are a lot of steps to follow. This one is nice and clean and easy, and because it's not a multi-level affiliate system, it's an easy entry for people who are skeptical to anything multi-level system. So I thought there's nothing wrong with that, but I like diversification. So I'll show you. So anyway, on the first day of each week, each one of you is to put aside and save. And as you save in gold, this platform allow you to connect a debit card, either virtual or physical, to a gold saving and silver saving platform that you can extract from, whether you're holding the gold and silver, depositing the gold and silver, spending the gold and silver, or exchanging the gold and silver. It's all inclusive, extremely beneficial. And because of that, you don't have to worry about having gold and worry about security, monthly fees for storage fees on a monthly basis, insurance, because everything is stored for you for when you need it. You can have it physically delivered to you when you need it. And because of that simplicity And because of the smoothness, they have an app that you can use. If you have an Samsung or an Android or Apple, you can download the app and basically just like transact with gold should an emergency come. Now, in my original program, you're asking people to save in gold. What is the first question people ask? How do I cash out? I hated that question because people do not understand. You save in gold because gold is an insurance policy. You save in silver for when you need it on a regular basis. But the average person who are already not educated about gold and silver, the very first question they're going to ask you, how do I cash out? And this platform made cashing out of your gold as just as going to the gas station and fill up your tank if there is an emergency. While the price of gold and silver is going up, okay, you can participate in an increased value of gold and silver. And at any given time, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year, you can spend your gold, send and receive your gold, store your gold, pay with your gold. If you transact with anyone overseas, sending money to and from, you have the ability to do that. So no one can say, I'm going to love explaining how simple it is as opposed to shying away from the question, how do I cash out? Now it's a question that I can't wait for someone to do. Ask me, how do I cash out? Do you have it? How soon can you fill out a short form to apply for a debit card for you to virtually or physically or by our app use our platform? So instead of leaving money on the checking account in the savings account, you apply your money here in gold and silver, and we're all going to enjoy saving. For people who are not used to saving, they're all going to enjoy saving because they're saving in something that they cannot lose, because you cannot lose in gold. An ounce of gold today has been an ounce of gold 5,000 years ago, is now, and is going to be. When one thing is for certain, it cost you less fiat to buy an ounce of gold back then. It's costing you now, and it's going to take more fiat money to exchange fiat to gold and silver 5, 10, 15 years from now, while your 1 ounce of gold or silver in weight retain its value, yet more valuable compared against the fiat system. So when someone says, can I cash out? Yes, I need you to spend, because every time you spend, I earn. And you can do the same, and that's the beauty. Anyways, where do we start? How do I transition from this? Yeah, so there are many ways to strategize this system. And today, we're going to look at, they have like a multi-yield system. The yielding, yeah, let me help you understand this part, because if you do understand this part, it'll make sense to you.
A Kinesis yield was put in place to overcome a fundamental law of money called Gresham's law. Gresham's law states that bad money will drive out good money. This happens with gold and paper currency. Because the perceived value and nature of gold is seen as good money, people are more likely to hold it and save it and spend their less valued paper currency instead. Digitizing gold and incentivizing its use with our unique yield system defeats Gresham's law and drives mass adoption. Kinesis gives a yield or return on the Kinesis currencies in the form of fee sharing. We call this a fee sharing yield. Kinesis takes a small percentage fee for loading KAU onto your debit card, sending to other Kinesis wallets, and an even lower percentage fee on all transactions done via the Kinesis exchange. All of these fees are collected and go into what we call the master fee pool, and are then distributed back to our customers in various proportions. We have 5 various yields in Kinesis. We have one for the people who want to bring larger quantities of gold and silver into the system, which we call minting. Purchase gold or silver via the Kinesis mint or exchange, and there's an associated minter's yield. We have one for people who purchase gold and silver, KAU and KAG, to hold it in their account rather than spending. This triggers our holder's yield, similar to a savings account or investment account. Just like any other program in the world, we want to encourage use. Therefore, we reward people for inviting friends, family or colleagues with a referrer yield. This helps create the adoption of the system and helps people spread the word with a reward. Next, we have a depositor's yield, which is designed to give people a reward on their first deposit in the system as an incentive to get started. Finally, we have the most powerful yield in the Kinesis system, the KVT, or Kinesis Velocity Token Yield, which is the largest fee-sharing yield pool offered, and KVTs are capped to the 300,000 tokens that will ever be issued.
Okay, so that's the yield explained. That's the yield explained. So basically, how it works is that when someone joins the program, say for instance John here, apply for a free account, fund his account, do the KYC, do everything necessary. He takes his debit card and buy his next burger. So instead of using a normal credit card, you don't do that anymore because now you're smarter. You save your money in gold and silver, and then you're gonna take your debit card and basically you buy your food. Anything you spend money on, you're going to be spending it through the Kinesis system. When that happens, that every time you're participating in a fee sharing system, the fee is divided into 5 portions. There is the minter. You can mint, you can hold, you can deposit, you can have the Kinesis KVT velocity token, or you can refer. I'm going to have you get an overview of the system because by me walking you through it, it's actually more exciting.
Kinesis takes a small percentage fee for loading KAU onto your debit card, sending to other Kinesis wallets, and an even lower percentage fee on all transactions done via the Kinesis exchange. All of these fees are collected and go into what we call the master fee pool. 5% of all these fees in the master fee pool are allocated to the minter's yield pool. The minter's yield pool is shared with all people eligible for the minter's yield. So how much does someone earn who's activated this yield? Well, that depends on how much metal they've purchased proportionate to how much metal is in the system. Let's simplify with the following example. Imagine the total amount of KAU that has been purchased in the system is 900 KAU, equivalent to 900 grams of gold, and John decides to purchase 100 KAU. The total metal pool in existence is now 1000 KAU. As John now owns 100 KAU of the 1000 KAU total, he owns 10% of all the gold currently in the system. So therefore, John is entitled to be paid in KAU, 10% of the total minter's yield pool. That's because minting yields are proportionate to how much metal the user has minted against the total metal that exists in the system. So, to recap, 5% of all the transaction fees from the master pool go towards the minter's pool. And John is entitled to 10% of that, as he owns 10% of the total metal in the system. John's yield payments will be made in KAU into his account each month, and are his to do with what he likes. Minting is all about bringing more physical gold and silver into the system. To qualify for the minter's yield, you first need to purchase a minimum of 100 KAU or 200 KAG at a time in the Kinesis Mint. Secondly, to activate the yield, you need to use your KAU or KAG, either by loading your debit card, transferring between Kinesis wallets, or selling gold or silver on the exchange. The minter's yield becomes valuable everyday spending yield, what we call an active yield. It's active because the funds must be put into action to generate an income. This is where the minter's yield becomes very valuable for people who are minting their everyday spending money on a regular basis. As soon as the minter's yield has been activated, you'll receive a return on that original transaction every month, paid directly into your exchange account, forever. The minter's yield allows you the opportunity to earn a percentage of all transaction fees just for simply using and spending your money every day, like you would your salary. Imagine every dollar you've spent in your life to date was recorded and gave you a return in gold and silver every month for the rest of your life, based on the transaction fee sharing of every person using Kinesis currencies globally.
And you're probably wondering, wow, if there's one thing that is certain, you will be spending money. You cannot avoid spending money, even in the middle of a health and economic crisis. Every time from now on, you're going to change the credit card that you use to buy anything on Amazon. Do you wonder why that a company like Amazon or everyone wants you to use their card? Because they're giving you a reward, because they want to keep the money in the family. Everywhere you go, do you want to apply for this and that credit card? No, I've got 4, I don't even use them. Why do I want your card? So just so you can take part of a 10% one time. And what they really want is for you to buy an amount, buy something that you probably wouldn't buy because now you have access to credit, and continue to pay the monthly minimum payment. That's what they really are saying, but they can't say that because that wouldn't be appealing. Do you want to save 10% today if you use a credit card? No, thank you. I have it now, a smarter way. Oh wait, but there are some of you who are savers. I love savers. I used to not be a saver. I'm getting used to it. So let's take a look at, say you are a saver.
Kinesis takes a small percentage fee for loading KAU or KAG onto your debit card, sending to other Kinesis wallets, and an even lower percentage fee on all transactions done via the Kinesis exchange. All of these fees are collected and go into what we call the master fee pool. 15% of all these fees collected go into the holder's yield pool. The holder's yield pool is shared with all people eligible for the holder's yield. The holder's yield is very much a passive yield, meaning once you've purchased your KAU or KAG, you simply just hold the metal. You don't spend it or transact with it. It sits in a vault with 0 storage fees, and you collect a holder's yield. So how much does someone earn who qualifies for this yield? Imagine the total amount of KAU that's been purchased in the system is 900 KAU, and Susan decides to purchase 100 KAU. The total metal pool in existence is 1000 KAU, 1 kilogram of gold. As Susan owns 100 KAU of 1000 KAU total, she owns 10% of all the gold currently in the system. So therefore, Susan is entitled to a 10% share of the total holder's yield pool. To recap, out of all fees collected by Kinesis that go into the master fee pool, 15% are allocated to the holder's yield pool, and as Susan owns 10% of all the metal in the system, she receives 10% of the total holder's yield pool, for as long as she holds the KAU. If Susan decides to transfer, send or spend any of these KAUs, as long as she initially minted them, that portion of her KAUs will move into activation and be attributed to her minter's yield. Any portion of gold coming out of her holder's yield will decrease the percentage amount of Susan's ownership of the total volume of gold. Therefore, the minter's yield will go up and the holder's yield will come down. A holder's yield rewards Susan for choosing to keep her savings or investment money in gold and silver, counteracting inflation and paying a fee-sharing yield on top of the price movement of gold and silver.
As if that was not sweet enough. The rest of it is very simple. And then you have like a depositor's yield, and there's a KVT yield, and there's a referrer's yield. So from now on, instead of having like a 2 to 6 month living expenses in a non-yielded savings account, you bring them here as a holder. And then when you need, so as long as you initially mint your yield, so it could be an intertwining of the two, the minting and the holder, because if you have 6 months, 3 to 6 months worth of fiat currency that is earning you zero or nothing at all, you come in with that, you mint that amount into either gold or silver. You need 100 grams of gold or 200 ounces of silver in order to participate in a minting program, and then basically hold it and do nothing with it because it's an emergency. Okay, so if you there are multiple strategies that you can apply, but either way you apply the strategy, you cannot lose, simply because every time you spend money, fees are generating and you are earning. You're paying yourself back, first of all, for exchanging paper currency into gold. That's smart enough to begin with. Second of all, every time a transaction that you make a transaction, pay a phone bill, pay a light bill, pay your mortgage, pay any of that, you are earning for spending. You participate in the pool. And if you happen to be a gold or silver stacker, you have gold somewhere, you can bring it here. No monthly fees, no storage fees. And you get paid a depositor's yield.
We like to reward new customers, and what better way to do this than a depositor's yield? Simply put, this yield rewards each person based upon their initial deposit and purchases in the Kinesis exchange. After you've deposited fiat or cryptocurrency into your Kinesis money account, you can then use the Kinesis exchange to buy KAU or KAG. Any KAU or KAG that you purchase in the 2 weeks following your initial deposit are calculated to give you a net KAU and KAG position. If you buy more than you sell within this period, Kinesis will pay you your proportion of the 5% yield pool for depositors for life.
And now, are you ready to get excited? The other two, the KVT velocity token, is for those who want to hold a KVC. Now, I'm part of another program where I have a node that pays you on a monthly basis just for being smart enough to have enough allocated coin locked up somewhere to protect the ecosystem in general, and I get a certain amount of rewards, 20% rewards. So I'm very familiar with this, the KVT holder. So it's exciting, but it's not cheap, and if you can afford it, I highly recommend you participate in acquiring as much as KVT as you can possibly afford.
Let's assume the current market price of a KVT is $1,000 and are limited in supply to 300,000 tokens that will ever exist. Now the public sale has completed, KVTs are available on the Kinesis exchange. KVTs entitle the holder to the largest of all the fee-sharing yields offered by Kinesis, at a proportionate 20% share of all the transaction fees accumulated in the master fee pool. KVTs have been made available by Kinesis as a launchpad to drive participation and adoption of the entire Kinesis system. Kinesis's mission is to impact 1% of the physical gold market over the next 3 years, which currently has an approximate market cap of $7.8 trillion US. We explore a scenario of a 1% infiltration into the physical gold market. So let's break this down for you. If John owns 10 KVTs, he'll receive 20% of the total transaction fee pool, multiplied by the amount of KVTs he holds, divided by the 300,000 tokens that exist. At 1% infiltration, Kinesis would process $78 billion in transactions on the Kinesis system per annum. In this example, the 0.45% transaction fee, relevant for sending money or traded via the Kinesis exchange. The fees on $78 billion in transactions at 0.45% would equal $351 million. These will go to the master fee pool. From the master fee pool of $351 million, 20% or $70,200,000 will go to KVT holders, which will then be equally divided by 300,000 and then multiplied by the amount of KVTs that you own. So to reiterate, 20% of the master fee pool of $351 million equals $70,200,000. Therefore, $70,200,000 divided by 300,000 KVTs equals $234, paid in KAU and KAG each year per KVT. This will be paid monthly to KVT holders' accounts in KAU and KAG. This is a 23% return per annum on the purchase of a KVT, worth $1,000 in this example. The power of the KVT becomes apparent when we look at how Kinesis partnerships, commercial integrations, and government partnerships are all growing and taking shape. We can also see how powerful KVTs could become in the future. The Kinesis Velocity Token represents ownership in the growth of the Kinesis system. To get involved, go to kinesis.money.
That's the KVT, and I hope that you have the ability between now until the end of the year, or perhaps when while supply lasts, to get as much KVT as possible, especially when it is, of course, the highest yield of all the 5 steps. The last one is only one tier, and I hope that it was a multi-tier system, but it's not. But actually, it's good enough to participate because it's the solution that I've been looking for. And then I'll give you a product walkthrough.
To encourage adoption and use, Kinesis has created one of the world's best referral programs. We've created an attractive incentive to bring entire communities, countries, and governments into the system of using real money once again. By becoming a referrer, it simply means that you refer an individual or business to use Kinesis. Let's say Jamal refers 5 people and each of those people opens a Kinesis account. Each of the individuals that use Kinesis will have a total monthly spend. 7.5% of all the transaction fees accumulated from the spending of Jamal's referees will be paid back to Jamal at the end of each month in KAU or KAG, for as long as his referees are active. This is not a multi-level tiered structure. It's a flat structure, just like any other referral program. But other than giving you a one-off payment, Kinesis has decided to tie you to it for life, to contribute to the overall fee-sharing yields of the system, which ultimately benefits you and all involved. It's the accumulation of multiple yields that starts to make Kinesis a very attractive option over any monetary system available today. Kinesis is an honest and fair system designed to incentivize use and reward those who participate and help us grow. As we grow and more users start to adopt Kinesis currencies, so do your yields.
So, to put it simply, the best way to go about this is to take imagine, of course, Kinesis is a pie divided into 5 pieces. So you don't want to just have one piece of pie or one bite of one piece. The idea is that you take a bite on each piece of the pie. So again, mentors 5%, referrers 7.5%, depositors 5%, KVT holders 20%, and holders 5%. 20%, 15% for those who participate in holding their gold and they don't want to spend it. They simply want to have the gold and sit on it. 15%. Although the cost of acquisition for the KVT is $1,000 a coin, it's worth it when you consider a 20% return payout year, 20% yearly return payout on a monthly basis. And depending on how many people participate in the platform, if the more coins you have, obviously, the better it is for you because you earn a greater share of the pie. But assuming, of course, that you are minting, holding, depositing, holding the KVT and also referring. So 5, 15, 5, 20, and 7.5% return. It gets very attractive. And because it's only a one-level tier, so you may choose to not share with anybody at all, although I don't see how it might be possible, because normally when you get excited about something, you share it with other people. And trust me, I'm part of two other platforms that are based on a multi-tier system. So I'm getting silver on the other platform, but the silver sitting there on free storage does not earn a yield. I'm getting gold from the other system. The gold sitting there, monthly free storage, does not earn me a yield. Here, I get a yield for holding my gold and silver. I get a yield for depositing. I get a yield for holding, for minting, and a one-tier referring for life. And now, let's take a look at a product walkthrough.
Kinesis is revolutionizing the monetary system with a new, easy-to-use interface that gives users the ability to utilize the incredible benefits of a digital currency based on one-to-one allocated gold and silver. A simple, powerful tool that makes spending, storing, and trading fiat and cryptocurrencies easy. The Kinesis Wallet. Inside your wallet, you can deposit in many currencies. You can deposit using traditional fiat or bring your KAU straight from a third-party wallet or your vault, which brings your gold and silver into a usable environment to trade on the Kinesis exchange or to load onto your debit card, ready for spending. Also send or receive your digital gold and silver at the click of a button. Easily withdraw your digital precious metals directly into your bank account. The Kinesis Wallet is a complete system for managing your fiat, crypto, and more importantly, your digital gold and silver. The Kinesis Blockchain Exchange. Access the KBE directly within your account. This is a fully functional crypto exchange where you can convert fiat and crypto into digital gold and silver With trade charts and the ability to buy and sell simply and easily, the KBE allows you to trade in and out of your digital precious metals as you see fit. The Kinesis debit card. Ordering your Kinesis debit card is simple. Once you receive your card, you can activate in a few easy steps. Now you are ready to start spending your digital precious metals, KAU and KAG, and start receiving a yield. With an easy-to-use interface and card management, the debit card facility makes transacting with physical metals just like any other currency. The Kinesis Vault, the safest way to store your digital precious metals, KAU and KAG. Setting up a vault is simple, and once set up can be accessed within the platform, bridging your blockchain wallet with your exchange seamlessly. Kinesis, the future of money.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, now what? Now, in addition to having your own debit card that you can apply for, you can also participate in having the digital debit card, or you can have the app. Download the app. Choose your medium. Download the app after you register, of course. Is the simply by visiting not this channel. You have to visit my channel. Simply by visiting my channel. Okay. To understand how the minting process, I have on my channel a video of Ray Dalio basically talk about how the economy works in 30 minutes. Once you understand that, you'll understand why. Understanding how the economy works will give you the opportunity to see the importance transaction plays. Right now, during the beginning of the pandemic, when the lockdown happened, with people locked up and essential businesses, only essential businesses are open, many companies have gone bankrupt because there are no transactions happening. The economy has to be able to function even in the middle of a health crisis, meaning that businesses must be able to function with, of course, with precautions, but still, if there are no spending happening, one person's spending is another person's income. And if there is no spending, does mean there is no income. Guess what? You can have a moratorium on mortgage payment, rent payment. Eventually, they will come due and they have to be paid. And 6 months of no income, and the average person does not have even a month worth of income saved in the case of an emergency. And yet alone, we're talking about putting aside a portion of your income, each one of you, every week, on the first day of every week, is to put aside and save. Here, a percentage is not counted because it talks about the context behind it, talks about the giving to a church service, tithing or giving, grace giving, where a certain percentage is not necessarily allocated because it's based on ability and based on willingness to give or both. Spending is essential to keep the economy going. And now we're simply introducing a different way of doing it, of looking at saving from a different perspective. So let's take a look at the platform. Gold is currently at $65.26 a gram. That's KAU compared to gold. KAG, which is silver. AU is the symbol for gold. AG for silver. KAU, KAG. Silver is right now at $29.51. Bitcoin is listed right here at $11,998. Ethereum is currently at $380. And then you get USDT paired with USD, and you can trade here as well. Okay, and then you have euro payment as well. You have gold, a gram of gold compared to euro. It costs you $55 55 euro and 54 cents, or silver is listed at 20 euro and 24 cents. So, and then BTC in euro is about 10,000. So, and then there are all going to be more pairing coming up, such as XRP, because I have a friend who is obsessed with XRP. Every time I talk to him about something, XRP, and I get tired of listening to his XRP, mindset. Is not, is it doesn't is not saving in gold. He's registered for one of my platform, but he hasn't saved a gram of gold at all, and he's talking about XRP, something that is backed simply by technology, but currently have no precious metal backing towards it. They're talking about gold, but I'm not necessarily a follower of XRP to pay attention to all their stuff. But XRP is going to be part of our platform, so we have to integrate it. So you have your digital debit card that you can also have a virtual, digital, and you can also have a physical as well. Your wallet is completely 100% allocated to you. You are basically your own central bank. You get off the grid and to be 100% self-sovereign financially. What I love about this platform, if I have not mentioned it yet to you, and you probably get it and it will make sense to you, the price of gold on goldprices.org for an ounce of gold, for a gram of gold is 6507. For an ounce of silver is 28.89. Here, the gold is 65.26. Silver is 29.51. Each one of you is to set aside on the first day of each week, save. Let's start with a gram of gold and an ounce of silver. You can do that weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. And if you do start with the minting is a little bit expensive, because you're minting 100 grams of gold or 200 ounces of silver when you mint. So that's not cheap, but not everybody can do that. But let's assume that you cannot participate in the minting program, but you can acquire a gram of gold, an ounce of silver, at least once a week, every 2 weeks, every month, for you to accumulate your gold savings. And if you do have gold and silver somewhere, anywhere, bring it here and pay no storage fees. Again, let me reiterate. You pay close to the actual live prices. So the margins are very small. So if you are going to save gold and silver, this is the place to do it, because the multi-yielding program is extremely attractive. Right now, on your phone, you become your own bank, completely 100% self-sovereign. It is extremely powerful. And with that, I will leave you with my biblical principle again. On the first day of every week, each one of you is to put aside and save. For when you need to spend it, you can use your Kinesis card or app, because every transaction you participate in the fear sharing, which pays you back. So if you're going to save, this is a smarter way to save. So all you have to do is register for your account. And then if you have any questions, click on the Zoom, text me with your information, or email me or text me, so I can provide you with a Zoom password for you to for me to onboard you into our platform, and together I think we can make a lot of difference. In addition to that, if you want to make a lot of money, if you want to be part of a multi-tier system, I have 2 other platforms in the same channel. 1 channel, 3 platforms. But so far, let's start with this one, because this one is clear, clean, simple to use. 1 login and you're 100% self-sovereign on day 1. Once your account, you can have your account register, set up, and deposit all of that done on day 1. And this is where I leave you with my offer. If you register your account through my link, participate in the minting program. You need 100 grams of gold. Say the price is 65.45. That'll cost you about 6,000. Say 200 ounces of silver is 29.29, which is less than that right now. That'll be about 58.58. If you register, do the QIC, set up your account, deposit your first either Bitcoin, Ethereum, USD, and you do all that within 72 hours span of time. I did put 24 hours, but I understand that's a little bit too tight for some people, especially if you're doing a fiat deposit. You can deposit fiat as well. And for that, for your time, for joining me, for allowing me to simplify the system for you, to give you the bigger picture, I'm going to give you 1 gram of gold and an ounce of silver. And then together, I can help you understand the system, how to best monetize it, to take advantage of every and all part of the system, whether you're holding, whether you're depositing, or referring, or minting. Either way, you can't lose. So I'm going to leave you with this one because repetition is good for learning.
New, easy-to-use interface that gives users the ability to utilize the incredible benefits of a digital currency based on one-to-one allocated gold and silver. A simple, powerful tool that makes spending, storing and trading fiat and cryptocurrencies easy. The Kinesis Wallet. Inside your wallet, you can deposit in many currencies. You can deposit using traditional fiat or bring your KAU straight from a third-party wallet or your vault, which brings your gold and silver into a usable environment to trade on the Kinesis exchange or to load onto your debit card, ready for spending. Also send or receive your digital gold and silver at the click of a button. Easily withdraw your digital precious metals directly into your bank account. The Kinesis Wallet is a complete system for managing your fiat, crypto, and more importantly, your digital gold and silver. The Kinesis Blockchain Exchange. Access the KBE directly within your account. This is a fully functional crypto exchange where you can convert fiat and crypto into digital gold and silver. With trade charts and the ability to buy and sell simply and easily, the KBE allows you to trade in and out of your digital precious metals as you see fit. The Kinesis Debit Card. Ordering your Kinesis debit card is simple. Once you receive your card, you can activate in a few easy steps. Now you are ready to start spending your digital precious metals, KAU and KAG, and start receiving a yield. With an easy-to-use interface and card management, the debit card facility makes transacting with physical metals just like any other currency. The Kinesis Vault, the safest way to store your digital precious metals, KAU and KAG. Setting up a vault is simple and once set up can be accessed within the platform, bridging your blockchain wallet with your exchange seamlessly. Kinesis, the future of money.
Well, you know what to do. Here are the instructions. Visit the site, register for your account, contact me if you have any questions, and I will do a Zoom room with you to walk you through this seamlessly beautiful platform. Either way, because our project is based on gold and silver, stablecoin, and also integrated with fiat, you've got nothing to lose. When of course you have a live person coming to you by video, giving you the semblance of a personal one-on-one invitation, where you can look into my eyes and connect. So we are eliminating the gap for the lack of physical presence. If I could do it, you could do it too, and together we'll get it done, so you too can help other people get back to the gold standard, giving you 100% financial sovereignty. Thank you.